Hello, Sunday night soul timers. Back with another Sunday night soul time, now a monthly series. And if this is the first time that you're receiving this message, that you're finding this video, know that I created this to really support women, though anyone is welcome to partake in really combating the Sunday scaries, right? That feeling that sets in on Sunday evening, that fear, that anxiety, that worry, that dread, that can really disrupt our peace, but derail our power and our ability to truly shape the week ahead. So before we get into tonight's topic and continue what we're really focusing on this year, giving you a purview into what we do in the Women's Purpose community, I want to anchor you in and just remind you of the Sunday night practice that I invite you to take into your Monday morning as well. And that is to ground, to center, to remember that you are a powerful co-creator, that life is not something that is happening to you unless you forget, refuse, don't own your power to create what you want. And co-creation happens when you take ownership of your thoughts, the stories you're choosing, even the emotions you're emitting, like where your nervous system is in alignment or not. But more importantly, making the choice as simple as this via an intention. I am choosing to show up this way this week, reminding yourself, grounding in that way. I am choosing to manifest this week. Again, grounding into it, believing it, not as some pipe dream, not as some random idea, but really from a grounded and powerful place of knowing that what I focus on, I will attract. Where my attention goes, energy flows, so they say. So not letting your, attention and mind wander, not let yourself spiral into negative thinking or negative stories. Instead, really owning your power and remembering that at every moment, what I am emitting out, what am I putting out into the world is being returned to me. And that is my exquisite, incredible power. So that's that. So I invite you to do that. If you haven't already, really take a minute as soon as you're done watching this, or you can even do it now while you're feeling into this energy. What are you choosing to create for yourself this week? What are your intentions for tomorrow, for the week ahead? And then the other thing I would do in these Sunday night soul times is really anchor you into different personal spiritual growth teachings. Because when you really just even spend time with, positive teachings of empowerment and personal growth, that alone, and you do something like that on a Sunday night or a Monday morning, that alone shifts your energy, out of nervous anticipation and into, again, an empowered, grounded state of being. And so I always like to give you a purview into some of what we've been doing in the Women's Purpose community. And as I said in our last Sunday night soul time, in the Women's Purpose community, we are spending this year focused on the topic of exploring abundance as a way of being. And whatever abundance means to you, wherever you are experiencing lack in your life, lack of wealth, lack of opportunity, lack of love, lack of relationships and friendships, lack of time, lack of well-being and self-care, there is a, abundance problem at play. And there's 4 shifts to shifting your relationship with overflow, with enoughness. And those 4 shifts I walked us through last time is what we're going to be doing behind the scenes in the Women's Purpose community this year. So just as a reminder, the 4 shifts that you'll be getting to also go through and experience as a subscriber to the Sunday Night Soul Time are these. And the first is from having to inhabiting. And I'm going to go deeper on that one with you tonight. So is abundance, your relationship, is it based on external conditions? Do you live in conditional abundance? Like abundance is something outside of me I need to go seek and find? Or is it something you inhabit from within you? So that's shift number one. Shift number two is how you move with abundance, where you make decisions from. So do you make decisions from fear, from protecting, from scarcity, from there's not going to be enough, to a trust in your inner sufficiency and overflow? Do you make decisions from a state rooted deeply in love and abundance? That'll be the second shift. We'll get to that one in a couple months. The third shift is how you perceive abundance. Again, as I just said earlier, your perception, the moment to moment perceptions you're choosing, shape your experience of the world, of your reality. So are you innately a glass half empty or glass half full person? And when we get into this shift, it's going to help you to reset your innate kind of human default conditioning, which is always, the biology in us, always looking for, risk, right? Narrow pathways, what could go wrong, versus innate soul conditioning, which is to see overflow, infinite possibility and potential. And then the final shift that we'll walk through much later in the year, but is really how you relate to abundance, as evidenced how you relate to yourself, the world, others, love. So let's talk about the first shift tonight. And I'm going to give you some journaling. I'm going to give you a practice to do if it's something you want to do. So the first shift is all about where abundance lives, from having to inhabiting. So this is where your sense of enough resides. So do you only feel abundant when things are going well? That means it's external for you. Or do you carry a steady sense of enough, even when circumstances fluctuate, even when life fluctuates as it does? That's inhabiting it, no matter what. Do you relax when something arrives? Again, that means your relationship to abundance is external. Or do you move through life oriented towards inner, stable self-sufficiency? That's inhabiting abundance. So this shift is all about moving from where abundance being dependent on the external to being dependent on your internal state of being. So even when I said that, pause for a second and say, what does it reveal to me about where I am, where abundance lives for me? Am I living in conditional abundance? Or have I acknowledged it as an innate quality I inhabit and magnetized to me as a result? Am I seeking and finding abundance, or am I embodying abundance on all levels? So to explore this, and here's your Sunday night soul time exercise, I want to invite you to journal, spend the next few weeks, take your time with it, really tune into this, because right now what I'm inviting you to do, and we'll be doing more with this in next month's Sunday night soul time, is really starting to just get curious and observe where abundance lives for you. And that takes time. And I want you to invite you to look at all areas of your life. You might really inhabit abundance when it comes to love, but when it comes to money, you might have a completely conditional external relationship with it. So right now, the only invitation is to get curious. And to do that, here are your 3 journaling probes. They're also in the email if you're subscribed. I tend to feel abundant or relaxed when. That's your first journaling. So again, it could be, for example, when money or opportunity comes in, when you get a good bill of health, when someone validates you. Again, this is not to journal from a place of judgment, but from a place of self-discovery. The next journaling probe is, I tend to feel lack, pressure, or contraction when. So examples of this, when your income fluctuates, your health is challenged, whatever it is. Again, this is just to get curious. And then the final piece of this is the kicker, is in either of these moments, where do you notice yourself waiting for something to happen before you allow yourself to feel okay or settled? Again, I invite you to look at different areas of your life, make it practical and tangible. This is not to beat yourself up. This is not to go, oh my God, I have so much work to do. This is to get curious and understand you so that you know where the opportunity lies. Okay. And we'll be doing more with that next month on Sunday Night Soul Time. Thank you for being a part of this. And I hope you have a beautiful week ahead. Bye for now.